Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Tim Ward with Guard Digital Marketing. So I'm coming at you with that as promised video. Now within it, of course, I'm going to show you a few simple tips and tricks to improve your guys' online presence, okay? Um, Now I couldn't find let me check one more time. I couldn't find a website for you guys when I was first doing some research on you. Yeah, so I got your guys' Google business profile showing up, but we do not have a website link to it. And I wasn't seeing anything in the organic listings here. So no real website for me to do a little deep dive on, but I can show you some competition, right? But I always like to show this Google page for a buyer intent keyword for the St. Louis area, right? So if I were living in St. Louis or even some of the surrounding areas, I would search something very similar to this, roofing St. Louis, Missouri, right? Because this will give me roofing companies in that area to fulfill that service for me. Okay, so one of the first things we're always going to see are some type of ads. In this case, we're seeing some Google guaranteed ads, and then there's actually one within the Google Map Pack. Most of the times, too, there's going to be some in between that are just regular Google ads. Okay, now these Google guaranteed ones are super nice to have. They are going to be of a high conversion rate because Google has trusted and verified these companies. Of course, they're local, sorry, and they are guaranteed to a certain monetary value. So these are the three that are paying in this area to be up here as this sits for this keyword, right? Now, when you come down to the Google Map Pack too, this type of ad is going to definitely convert because these three within here organically get tons of clicks every day. Okay, they are going to get 30 to even 50% at the most of their entire traffic, whether it be a phone call or a website, coming through this alone, this Google Map Pack. Okay, so you need to make sure your Google business profile, the one I just pulled up a second ago, is completely filled out and optimized so that you can start ranking within here, right? And get a bunch of clicks every month. Now, let's move on to the organic listings. We are going to see some directories in here, of course, for roofing. Now, the first one we're seeing is Ferguson, and he's actually the first one ranking even above all the directories. Then you got like Angie's List, Expertise, but then you have Frederick and Andre's Roofing as well. So we are going to take a look at Ferguson Roofing's website and see what they're doing. And see where and kind of how much traffic they're getting in every month. And I'll show you that here in just a second. So again, here is their website. I wish I had a website to kind of compare the two, but this will do just fine, right? So we have a website here that they have built out. And really, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it's kind of aesthetically pleasing, of course, to the eye, but this really does nothing for Google. And it's actually surprising that they're ranking this high because on your home page you're going to want 1,500 to 2,000 words is kind of the sweet spot for Google of content to have on your home page. Now, also a quick rule of thumb within those words: for every 150 to 200 words, have a buyer intent keyword like I typed into Google, that roofing St. Louis, Missouri, right? Or roof repair, St. STL. You can do any variation of that. Those are all buyer intent keywords that are going to have a certain volume per month of people typing that into Google, right? So their homepage really isn't even that optimized. There are many things you could do to make this better, and that they could do to make sure that they stay on top, right? So let's throw them into this program here. It's called Eris. It's a paid program that we use. Now, I throw this URL in. It's going to give me a quick little synopsis that I could dive in deeper, of course. Now, for the sake of the video, I am not going to do that to save you some time. Of course, you wouldn't want me to sit here and talk about things that most likely you may not have any idea about. But if I keep it service level, of course, we're going to understand it, right? So, of course, he's got the keywords here within his website that Google is ranking him for. Now, he also has these ratings within Google, okay? So the first one is going to be domain rating, or the DR. So the entire website is rating a 20, and then the homepage is rating a 22, okay? Now, a 30 to 40 is typically where you want your website to be. when that's really when Google's going to start trusting you, and the higher and higher you go in these ratings, even the better. Okay. Now, how do you get trust in Google? That's going to be through these backlinks and referring domains. So the backlink is, so let's say, for instance, for your company, right, for Valor Roofing, you have a Facebook page built out, right? And within that description of the Facebook page, or even a few different posts that you might have within there, you're going to have a link to your website so people can go and visit it and maybe set up an appointment through there or whatever it may be, right? So that would be a backlink, the actual physical link from Facebook's website to yours. Now, the referring domain would, of course, be Facebook. And as you can see, they have multiple backlinks that are going to be within the same referring domain as they have 3,500 backlinks within under 400 referring domains. Okay. Now, what I can tell you with these numbers here is the referring domains and backlinks that they have aren't all necessarily of high quality, because not all backlinks and referring domains are the same. Some and most, there's going to be a lot that have a much higher quality and trust within Google already, because you can think of Google as a popularity contest, right? So, apologize for that. So let's say a directory like expertise, right? If you have a page within them, it's going to be of much higher quality than if your website, you had a link in Pizza Hut's website for some reason, right? It's of no relevance to roofing. So it wouldn't bring much attention to Google to rank you higher for certain things, because there's no trust within that. But even with the numbers that they have, they're bringing in about 3,000 people a month coming to the website looking for some services, right? So this is the type of traffic you're missing out on if you don't have a website for people to click into, because this is where a lot of people are going these days now. I know you probably get a lot of word of mouth and things of that nature, which is going to be, of course, better than somebody coming into your website. But even missing out on an extra 500 people looking at your website every month would be pretty huge. And that's pretty attainable fairly quickly, especially if you're using keywords that aren't of a high difficulty to rank for. And those are easy to research out and figure out which ones are going to be easy to rank for. So you can start, of course, getting into those first pages of Google. And that may not be for the roofing St. Louis, Missouri. That may be further down the road because it's going to be harder to rank for. But you could easily get 500 to 1,000 people coming into the website every month really quickly, okay? And I'm sure that would help grow the business, which is something I hope you would want to do, as that is what I do for a lot of companies, is help grow the business and bring in more people. So I do hope this video was informational to you and you learned a few things. Of course, I didn't go as deep as we definitely could on all the features and functions of that program. But for the sake of video and keeping it short, I wanted to get the gist out there to you and get a few little tips and tricks, of course, to help you guys out. So again, hope you found this video of some value to you. You can put these few little things to implement. You could even start, especially with that Google Business Profile tomorrow. So if you have any further questions or concerns, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'd, of course, love some feedback too if you did learn anything from it. That always helps me out and know where I can improve as well, because I'm always looking to improve and grow on my end as a company. So again, hope you enjoyed the video and you have a good rest of your day, and I appreciate your time as well. So thank you.